everybody. My cat has chosen the most opportune time to steal a piece of plastic and go running with it across the house. So there may be some crinkly sounds followed swiftly by the sound of me chasing down a cat. Because that is just my life right now. I hope you're doing well. Because welcome to the stream. This lovely, I want to say Thursday night. I'm not entirely sure. We're gonna say it's Thursday though. I don't know where this cough came from. It wasn't here 3 seconds ago, so hopefully that doesn't stick around because that would kind of suck. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I had some time, figured I'd get some painting done. It's not going to be the chicken night. It's never going to be the chicken night. I need you to realize that. Josh, chicken night is not going to happen. I know, buddy. You really wanted to chew on this wrapper, and I took it away from you. I had to get the wrapper from my cat. He wanted to chew on a granola bar wrapper, so... Well, that's Achilles for you. You working on anything cool tonight, Josh? Do let me know. Oh, and you're first, so I think you regained your crown because Otto stole it at one point, but you've got it back now. I'm still working on these McDonald's inspired dustback Helmite guys. So we gotta put the burger bun part for this carapace thing. Or chitin, chitin. I don't know what you call bug shell stuff. Exoskeleton, maybe? There's certainly a correct term out there, and I'm absolutely not going to learn what it is. You're going to work on Rogue and Gambit? Okay. Getting that Marvel Crisis Protocol in. Buddy, stop pulling at the cords. I need you to not disconnect this. Hello, Ross. How are you? It's good to see you. Achilles, if I look down and I find you chewing on a cord, I'm going to be upset. Oh, look at that. You made some chili for work, but you don't know if it's good. That's, that's fair. Depending on where you work, like, I always appreciated when someone would bring in food, so hopefully, as long as it's, like, edible and stuff, people shouldn't complain. I hope it's good, though. Like, it would be cool if you got a bunch of compliments and people were like, wow, this chili is super good. I'd say chili is one of those foods where it's hard to, like, master it to where you feel like, oh man, I can cook really great chili, but also it's pretty easy to make, like, an acceptable chili. Because mostly it's just throw stuff in a pot and let it cook for ages. I know for sure it's not Tuesday. And if it is Tuesday, we got some problems. Got some major problems. Oop. So all I'm saying is it better not be Tuesday. Now that I've beaten, like, the final boss in Elden Ring, it's kind of weird. I'm like, oh, I guess it's really over, and all there is to do is start New Game Plus or wait wait with everybody else to see if they put out DLC for it. It's one of those games that just kept going and going and going, so it's weird to be at the end of it. Like, I could have not been in such a rush to get to the end, but for some reason I really wanted to complete it. So of course, now that I feel like I have, I'm like, oh, what do I do now? It do be Thursday. Excellent. Oh, okay. It's a casual cook-off. Alright, that's neat. Every day is a casual cook-off for me. Simply because I work from home, so if I want to have a chili cook-off, I'm gonna win and lose. I've seen, like, some really interesting, like, green chicken tortilla kind of, chilies. I don't know if I'm describing that very well, but those ones usually end up being pretty good. I really want to be painting knights right now, of course, but I'm out of Mornfang Brown. I was planning to get more when I went to my local game store on Monday for Blood Bowl, but we've rescheduled that because Coach can't make it, which is, you know, completely understandable. People have things come up in their lives. But I looked through all of my, like, paint pots and stuff in vain, hoping that I had stashed away a bottle of Mornfang Brown somewhere, and I had not. Of course I hadn't. It's unfortunate, but the reality of the situation is that I'm just gonna have to wait until I can get to the game store. Achilles, why are you licking the screen? Buddy! You're giving love to all the comments. Hang on, let me see if I can get this on video. He's licking the side of the computer. And it looked like he was looking where all you guys were commenting. You watching the comments, Achilles? I don't know why you sniffing the laptop, bro. There's nothing for you there. You good, man? I guess he's doing tech support of some kind. This is some truly riveting content. Alright, buddy. You gotta leave the computer alone. It's probably not good for you to get cat drool on it. Come on now. Go on. Achilles, honey, we are tasty. Hi, Chris. Welcome. You make a mean white chicken chili. That sounds good. That sounds very good. Alright, so that's base coated for the most part. I think I want to do another coat on the yellow. But I might just start putting in stuff on the other bugs because I got this pot open and that's a good enough reason for me to do that. It is a good enough reason, Hector. I hear you protesting. Apparently there's going to be a lot of cat content tonight. They're vocal and mischievous. Their favorite way to be. I keep meaning to edit together a little video of all the stuff that I painted in January, and then I keep finding other things to do instead of that. So it's gonna be really funny because it'll be like mid-February when I put that video out, just like, hey, here you go. I've already painted more miniatures this month than last month, so we're solidly on our way to having a good amount completed. Depending on when my basing material for the knights arrive, I'll also be able to count them potentially in the February finished minis. I do only like to count models as finished for like the finished painted list that I keep when they're fully based. It is not a mini race, that's true. I wanted to focus on finishing projects and skirmish-sized games a little bit more this year. And I felt really good about finishing my initial Necromunda gang. But then, of course, these bugs arrived, so gotta do them too. I do feel good about finishing my Malifaux crew, though. That's very satisfying. I don't know if any of you guys are subscribed to Tyler Russo's channel, $1 Billion Clown Farm. You should be, if you're not. But he and I were talking today. I was like, how do I figure out how to run knights for 40k? He was giving me some advice, which was really cool. So I'm glad that I finished Elden Ring, because I only seem to be able to keep the strategy for like 1 or 2 games in my head at a time. So now I can forget all the shit I know about Elden Ring and learn Warhammer 40k instead. So I can be just in time for when 9th edition becomes 10th edition and everything I learned doesn't matter anymore. It's a hard hobby to do when dyscalculia gets in the way. My crew looks great. Still need to revisit my WC spiders. My Warcry spiders, yes! I was actually painting on those today at my other desk. I was getting some work done on those. Because they're like the next... I started this impulsively and then didn't finish this thing that I have sitting around. So... We're right on the same page, Roz. I swear, if I make it big one of these days, I'm gonna hire you as my manager. You'd be great at it. When I'm indecisive about what kind of project to do, I'd be like, Roz, what do I have to work on? It's a good channel. Yes, it is. Oh no! I'm sorry to hear about the paint casualty. Thank you, Riley. I did beat the Eldest of Rings. I think there's definitely stuff that I haven't done, okay? Let's be real. I haven't gone through every single, like, dungeon area. There's tons of places that I've just not made a super, super thorough exploration of. And I might knock out a few of those things because I'm in no rush to, like, start New Game Plus or anything like that. I'm perfectly happy to be super overpowered and run through the world a little bit. And I don't know, like, people have said rumors about an Elden Ring DLC, so I might just hold on to my character for now and see if I want to, like, be at the level that I'm at right now, or if I'm gonna want to make a new character for the DLC or whatever. Also, some of my friends have talked about wanting to play, and Twig, who I was playing with, hasn't beat the game, yet because I kind of was like, fuck it, we're in different time zones and I keep getting curious about stuff, so I'm just gonna keep playing. And of course, Twig was really cool about it, so no worries there. But, should my help ever be needed, I want to be available to offer it. Roz is not bossy. Roz is great. My Discord's pinging. Thank you. It is a JoJo meme that Liam from Millennial Model Mayhem sent me. That was what was causing my Discord to ping. Some vital content there I will respond to later. I don't think I'm painting anything else the burger bun color, so I can just set you aside. Bonking is a sign of being bossy. Ugh. I forgot that we kit bashed this one with cool lizard banners. Hell yeah. I'm excited to paint those. It's gonna be awesome. I think I might paint them to look like receipts or something like that. I mean, someone's gotta pay for the McDonald's order, right? And then I can, you know, theoretically be done with this entire crew until I go to Adepticon and pick up the Forge World Necromunda mini. Rip my wallet for that convention, honestly. You guys better want to see a haul when I get back from Adepticon, because what is the fun of spending a fuck ton of money on dumb shit if I then don't get to show it off to people who follow me for the dumb shit that I paint? So, get hype for that. We could start a betting pool over under of how much crap I'm gonna bring back. Don't expect me to be able to tell you the price of shit, though, because numbers, they ain't gonna stick in my head. Not even one little bit. Don't forget— oh god, are we starting this again, Josh? Don't forget the dumb shit at Adepticon. I'll try not to. Okay. We'll see what happens. I also plan to be playing games and hanging out with people, but yeah, shopping is definitely gonna happen at some point. A lot. This is the most complicated of all the buggies, but I guess that makes sense. It's got all that extra Forge World detail. The way that Soda primed these makes me genuinely sad that I don't paint with glazes and stuff like that, because they look super nice. If I did hire a handler or manager or assistant, not that I can, it's far out of the reach and scope of what this channel is. But I'd be like, you should do this same priming method, because it turned out really sick. I think that's also part of the bug back here. Ironically, this one looks a little bit less like a burger bun than the others because of how it's sculpted, but that's fine. Still gonna match the rest of them. No, I'm my own handler right now, and I'm doing a freaking great job of it. Doing so well. That also... No, that's covered in blankets. This is a blankie, not a bug part. And that's the part that's hard to judge sometimes. Is cloth or is bug? Got them all. So, what are you guys working on? Josh told me Gambit and Rogue is what he's working on. What other projects have we got in the chat? Riley, Goober, Roz, Chris, if you're still there. You let me know what you're painting tonight. I want to know. I'm curious. I'm working on your war game rules. Very cool, Goober. Very cool. Hope that's coming along well. I find it so impressive that people can actually design games. I am, at most a big, like a concept person, and I could probably write some lore if I were pressed to do so. But you want to tell me to make rules and then balance them? I have to make stats? Could not do it. No paints. Hobby was chilly. That makes sense. Yep. That's very fair. It's very fair. You have to come up with generic names. I don't know who they've got on the From Software team that's coming up with all the names for shit, but sometimes they find ones that really slap. Like Omen Killer? That's fucking cool as hell. They're not all winners, to be sure, but occasionally you get just something that sounds so badass. Like Estrell, Natural Born of the Void? Like, yes, that's so cool. Ahoy! Atomic Topher, welcome. How's it going? What you working on? How are you this fine Thursday night? We've almost made it to the weekend. We're nearly there. All the struggles of work are almost going to be in the rearview mirror. And the fact that I have worked too hard this week and been burnt out the entirety of it is all going to go away soon. Hello, Anno. Welcome. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry that clearly from the hour of night and the fact that you're joining us, it means you probably can't sleep, but welcome. Nice to see you just the same. So will we get a night of Moomin Might? I don't know how I would make a Moomin Night. I think it would be really cool, but I don't know that I can visualize that in my head. I would love to be able to make a Moomin miniature project, but I'm not very good at building stuff out of trash. I don't have a 3D printer, and as far as I'm aware, there aren't really a bunch of Moomin miniatures that I can paint, so it's unlikely we're going to get a Moomin project on this channel anytime soon. It would be hard to do like a Moomin color scheme, because Moomins are just, I mean, the ones in the show are just white. So, it would be extremely difficult to put that into a concept and have it look correct. If I had all the knights in the world, you know, if they just did not cost money and I could have hundreds of them and paint them however I wanted, I'd definitely try, like, freehanding some of Tove Jansson's original line art work for the Moomin comics on some shoulder pads, but I just don't think that that's likely to happen, unfortunately. Sorry. Sculpt a faceplate, a Moomin faceplate. Maybe. I'm not a very good sculptor, so I don't know that I want to do that. And also, I kind of like how my knights look, and I think they're plenty goofy enough already, being ice cream themed. I don't know that I would want to put a Moomin face on them. His name is Snufkin, Roz. Snufkin is the traveler. I could do Moomin graffiti. I could do that. That I can do. You're working on your Frozen Shore Hunters for your Free Folk, A Song of Ice and Fire army. Oh, very cool. I like the idea of playing in a Song of Ice and Fire as a war game. I hate painting humans, so I'm never gonna play it, but I like the idea of it. I understand that some people might look at what I'm painting right now and go, Fives, but you are painting a human. This is a goon. This is a weird little guy that we don't know for sure is human, and he's riding a giant bug. He does not count as a human. Maybe there could be a Moomin under there, or a Neopet. You don't really know. I had to figure out a way to make their bases fit in with the other ones I have and keep doing that kind of like industrial look. So I took a bunch of green stuff and I made some like imprints that are gonna dry and then I'll glue them on the bases. But I figure if I put some of those down and then just cover the rest in like grime and stuff like that, it'll work. So I'm hoping that they'll look good. Sculpting and basing and stuff, it's not my strongest suit, so it's an area I could stand to improve in. I think I'll end up painting some little sesame seeds on the buns. I know that McDonald's doesn't typically do sesame seed buns for like their just default cheeseburgers and stuff, but I'm going to put a sesame seed bun on this burger bug because I think it'll help it read a bit better. Oh, something. Oh, I had the spear to glue back on. Okay, I need to fix that. Do I have any glue on hand? Let's find out. Stan is Stan. You just need to figure out how to make lollipops, fake lollipops out of color clay. Just need some black and orange and you can make a substitute banner. Well, they do sell like pre-made fake plastic lollipops that you can use. I've purchased those before to decent result. I mean, a lollipop isn't too complicated of a shape. It depends on if you want the like flat twisty ones or like the round dum-dum style ones. Because for the flat twisty ones you can just make like a snake of clay and curl it up on itself, and that's probably good. Call it a day. The round ones, you'd have to, like, actually sculpt a round shape, which can be a little bit hard. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Chris. I hope your Star Wars role-playing games is great. That sounds fun. I had looked into doing that, and then the dates didn't line up, and then I kind of stopped watching the Clone Wars, so my Star Wars enthusiasm died down a little bit. But I did learn about those cool sound people. That's not describing them very well. They have weird, kind of hammerhead shark-looking faces. God, I don't remember what the name of the alien race is. Somebody help me out, please. It's gonna bother me. But they're really cool. I liked them. Shit, what are they called? Ithorians! Yes! Thank you, Chris. They're Ithorians. They're really cool. I like them a lot. They're definitely some of my favorite Star Wars character design. And then obviously I was very interested in the kind of creatures that Darth Maul is. The name I also forget of those. But anyone who was following along as I watched the Clone Wars was definitely involved in my fascination with minor background characters. Alright, Chris. Have a nice night. There are humans, and then there are goony little guys. Absolutely. Zabrick, thank you. Thank you. I forget that you guys have this wealth of knowledge for Star Wars that I can call upon anytime. It's very helpful. Zabricks are the best. I think they're neat. Gotta love how half of them are just like weird goth girl witch elves, and the other half is just like guys with cool tattoos on their faces. Like, that's just fun. We love that. Maybe there are Zabricks under these little bug helmets. I could see that. I could very, very much see that. Maybe I'll have to do a couple sketches of what my guys look like with their masks off. I did name all of the other ones, so I'm gonna have to name these guys as well and come up with a good, like, overall name to call the gang. A Dathomirian Zabrick, to be specific. Fair enough. Yeah, once you kind of break down clay into its various, like, forms that you can make from it, it's usually not as complicated as you think. I've learned a lot from watching miniature food artists make stuff. Usually they're pretty cool, and they seem to think of things in, like, unconventional ways, which is very interesting and helpful to see. I think there's a lot that can be learned from other similar hobbies. Like, I know there's a lot of nail art stuff that can have applications for miniature painting. And then there's also, like, a lot of miniature painting stuff that can help with making, like, food miniatures and things. So it's all been a really interesting crossover. Hello, Kalos. Welcome to the stream. What are you painting tonight? How are you doing? How is your Thursday going? I'm remembering that I need to be hyped for tomorrow because I might have a game of Malifaux to play tomorrow. And tomorrow is payday, which is very exciting. Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that the Night Witches were Zabricks. The more The more you learn. That's neat. I think that was one of my favorite, it's probably still some of my favorite aspects of Star Wars, is seeing all the different alien creatures that you can get. I love those big, funny looking pig guys that are green. I like whatever Ahsoka's type of aliens are. They're cool. Obviously, droids aren't aliens, but I almost always love droids because they're cute little robot guys. I like the space werewolves that guy in Star Wars Rebels is. It's all very good stuff. You need to try putting some orc transfers on your nails still. I need to figure out what to do with all of my transfers. I have like a billion transfer sheets just sitting around that I don't use because I like to be a tryhard and freehand stuff. Maybe, I don't know, there's probably a resale market for them, but I should just find someone who likes transfers and send them a bunch. Like, people have gotta want the ones from the Night kit. They're pretty cool. Maul's brother, question mark, has the best name. Sauvage Opress? Yeah. He's fucking cool as shit. And I'm so mad. Low-key, he was my favorite side character, alright? I was very, very interested. Like, obviously I knew he was gonna die, because he was pretty much set up to die in every aspect of his story. And, like, he had a whole-ass arc, okay? And you don't have to read into this the way that I do. But I can't help myself being who I am, okay? He had a whole, like, boyfriend, right? Okay? That guy was willing to die for him, and they were very attached to each other, and sure, it could be a platonic friendship, and that's valid, but I'm choosing to have a queer reading of that episode of Star Wars, which is valid. So not only that, he loses his boyfriend, who saves him, and then Darth Maul's like, come with me, bro. I'll help you out. Like, it's gonna be great. We're gonna have a fun-ass time. And the whole time, everybody will call Darth Maul by his name when talking about him, like the Jedi and stuff. But they only ever refer to Savage as like a beast or a monster, and I'm like, that doesn't sit right with me. That doesn't feel correct. And he got, like, experimented on and stuff. Like, this guy never had a real chance at life or reformation. He was just thrust into situations he couldn't comprehend. I could not save him, okay? Very, very much like the same kind of Angron vibes, where I care about the backstory of this character way too much, and everybody's like, they are a very simple character who is angry and kills stuff, and I'm like, actually, that is incorrect. They have a tragic backstory that we haven't unpacked yet. So I got very attached. I knew he was gonna die. Spoilers for the Clone Wars, I guess, but he does die. Much later than I thought, to be fair. He stuck around for, like, a good while, which was awesome. But yeah, there was no way he was surviving that. Low-key hoping that he shows up in Mando Season 3. Doubt it's gonna happen. I will absolutely freak out if he does. I would be the happiest. That would make me very, very happy. We'll see. Low-key fan favorite, just me. I'm over here being a Savage Opress stan, and like, his name's stupid as fuck, okay? It definitely belongs on the list of dumb Star Wars names. I can't change it. Angron also has a dumb name. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? One of the nicer bounty hunters that are in that episode where they protect that village from the pirates is a female Zabrak. Okay, maybe I did know that. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while since I watched the Clone Wars. That could be very true. Sorry you're frustrated, Kalos. That kind of sucks. I have not seen all of Rebels. No, that is correct. I got part of the way in, but the main kid, Ezra, just kind of annoyed the shit out of me, so I stopped watching. I should go back, though, and maybe watch... I don't know. Maybe I'll start back on the Clone Wars, and then I'll go and watch Rebels as well. That could be fun. You know? That was a good couple of times when I had something to watch. I like having something to watch. It makes my life a little bit easier to deal with, to have something to look forward to watching. So it's nice that this year we've gotten stuff like House of the Dragon, or maybe that was last year. Was that whatever year that was? We've gotten House of the Dragon, we've gotten Last of Us. Like, there's been stuff. It's good to have stuff. Need to watch The Bad Batch too. Okay. Someone give me a recommended order, because I do want to rewatch Clone Wars. Do I need to watch The Bad Batch before or after Rebels and Clone Wars? We'll do a... I can't really call it a retrospective, because I don't even think it's been a year since I watched it for the first time, but we'll do another. I need to build up hype for eventually painting a Stargrave crew, so I think Star Wars was one of those things that made me want to do that. We had House of the Dragon in the last 12 months. That's true. That's very true. Okay, watch Bad Batch after Clone Wars, but before Rebels or after Rebels? After Clone Wars, before Rebels is the placement in time. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. For sure. I need to go looking for some Elden Ring STL files so I can hire someone to 3D print some Elden Ring models for me. I'd really like to paint a jar. The little jar boys are cute. And I'd love to paint EG, but I've yet to find a good model for him, which is a shame. He's my favorite character in Elden Ring. Luckily, I literally have, like, every character in Bloodborne that I could want to paint. Except, in all of those boxes of miniatures, they don't have a fucking amygdala, which sucks, but that's fine. I guess we just don't have the insight to be able to see one of those. I'm sure there's a fan-made one somewhere. Produced after Rebels, so don't know. Okay, that's fair. Well, maybe I should watch them in the order that they were made. That probably makes sense. Star Wars is always weird like that. They're like, oh, episode 3 you have to watch before episode 2 or stuff like that. I don't remember this fucking stupid order. Listen, don't come at me for that. I don't remember the order of anything to do with numbers, so this is not Star Wars specific. Although, it is frustratingly confusing for me. Is it order 66? What are you talking about? There's amygdalas all around you. You get it, Anno. You get it. Oh, good news, everyone! Sort of. I mean, mixed bag of news, to be fair. So I think I talked about this on one of my streams, that I noticed that there was water when I was putting away Christmas decorations in my upstairs, like leaking in from the roof. Which, you know, frustrating, but it happens. There was no damage to like any of the floor or anything. It was just the angled roof was wet. So I went up there, and like I called my home insurance company and everything. And the guy was like, well, if there's damage to the roof, that's going to be considered normal wear and tear, and that's not going to be covered. If it's just interior damage, then we cover that. And I'm like, okay, cool. I hate that. Like, I just bought this house, and I don't want that to have to be something that I deal with. And he's like, yeah, I understand. It's pretty sucky, but, like, that's the way of it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So they did their inspection and estimate and everything, and guess what? The roof is fine. It's just damage to the interior. So am I out my deductible? Unfortunately, yes. I do have to give them money so that they will fix it. However, I don't have to pay for a new roof or roof repairs because the roof is fine. And that would have been a very expensive repair that I absolutely did not have the money for. This is still expensive, but I do have the money for it. So that's that's good. I was so happy. I was like, thank you for paying for that, even though it sucks that, like, we live in a society with deductibles having to be something we're concerned about. And as some of you may know, I work in the cesspool of insurance, so I know that there's no getting around these things, but it is what it is. It's basically, it's a lot better than it could have been, and I'm happy about that. That was not a very interesting topic, I understand. Star Wars is much more punchy, but it just the thought occurred to me, and I figured I would share a small triumph with you guys tonight. Because we don't always get a life full of those, but goddamn, when we do, we should value them. Also, YouTube has finally picked up on the fact that when I just let music playlists go, I want the same thing to loop for forever, so now it's just continuously connecting me to more Moomin playlists, and it's great. It's wonderful. What is my opinion on Hondo? I don't really like him. He's fine. He's very wishy-washy, and he won't commit to anyone, which I get. Like, that's his whole, ooh, I'm a pirate, and I'm kind of like a dick also. Like, that's his whole deal. But, yeah, he's not my favorite. Obviously, you can't trust him at all, which, fine, like, whatever, that's okay. I just feel like he's too back and forth. He almost he's not, like, the fun kind of betrayer villain, like Manfred von Karstein. He's just, like, if I dare, I might accuse it of poor writing, but I do not want to, for fear of Star Wars fans. So I will simply say that he is not a character that I enjoy. I suppose in the grand scheme of, like, how bad can you be as, like, a pirate, but also, like, trying to survive in a war, he's probably, like, morally neutral, I guess, but I don't know. He tries to kidnap a lot of people, which just never sits well with me. Have I talked to the city about my yard yet? The negotiator's still supposed to come around for that and hasn't, but I don't fucking know what's happening with that, so we'll see. That's still a lovely lovely little conundrum. And honestly, I was worried about my roof at the same time I was worried about my yard, and I don't have to pay for any of the shit that the city's doing. They have to pay me, so that's fine. I'm hoping those payments kind of neutralize each other at this point, so that the city's just going to be paying for the insurance deductible, but this is all very boring shit. Home repairs suck. You ever heard of a home warranty? Yes, I had one for the first year that I bought my house. And then I didn't anymore, which is fine. I don't want to, like, obviously I don't expect anything else to go wrong, but I have enough in my savings where even if genuinely the roof had been the problem, it would have been really annoying to pay that much money, but I would have had the money for it. So in the long run, for me anyway, it makes more sense for me to have just the home insurance and pay the deductible, as opposed to also having a home warranty. I did do my research to try and see if a home warranty as well made sense for my situation. God, this is really boring to talk about. But it didn't, so I didn't renew mine because I didn't want to. Elden Ring, more like Smelden Ring. There it is, Key, and thank you for spicing up this extremely boring discussion. How's it going? I beat Smelden Ring. I am the Elden Lord. I defeated Melenia tonight, who is supposedly the hardest boss in the game. Now, I'm not there to cry and solo my way through stuff. Like, I don't get particular enjoyment out of that, so I do use summons and shit like that. And some people will be like, that's not quote-unquote really beating the game, but those are hard games. However you beat them, you beat them. You legitimately did, and no one can take that away from you just to be a bit of an elitist. Did I solo Melenia? No. Do I care? Also, no. You like home maintenance talk? Wow, Josh. I probably find this boring because I work in insurance as my day job, so I just don't like saying the word deductible when I'm not being paid to explain it to someone. Leaves a poor taste in my mouth. I don't even like it when I'm being paid to talk about it. This guy has so much cloth on him, but these edges look so nice and sharp. I'm definitely going to have to do a bit more highlighting than I would usually do on these guys, just because I really enjoy this sculpt. Oh, you started a Dark Souls playthrough. Nice. Oh, geez. Oh, no, that's crazy. As one of my patrons, you're paying me to talk about roof repairs. Oh, no. Oh, dear. It's just gonna become roof talk. Listen, it's actually really important to me that that roof is secure and repaired, because I want to transform that room into my library one day. I've always wanted a library, and I'm going to live in this house until I die. I've decided I've been wanting to find a place where I can put down roots for a good long while, and this is it. I like it here. I don't like the city taking a portion of my front yard. That kind of sucks. But, like, I like the city. I like my local game store. I know where the bus stops are. Like, I'm staying here. I have a movie theater membership club, okay? I'm not leaving anytime soon. I can walk into my local game store and the people there know me by name, and that's really cool. I go to the farmer's market around here, damn it. Like, I'm a part of this society. So yeah, it would be nice if I don't have to worry about my roof. We are reaching the roof of it. Jesus. I've never done a yard sale. I think in this day and age, if I had anything to sell, I would list it on Facebook Marketplace. Not to, like, dox myself, but the road that I live on would not be great for yard selling. Just isn't the kind of layout that you would expect people to stop by and look at, peruse your wares. So I don't think I'll be yard sailing anytime soon. Much to your possible disappointment. Fiverr is not going to be doing their own home repairs because they don't understand how to do shit. Fiverr will be hiring contractors to repair their roof. Maybe you'll get a Fiverr paints the walls of their house video. But probably not. I'll probably just do that and not film it and not make any jokes about how big of a miniature it is to paint. I do have house paint, and I need to start painting, but most of my plans for stuff that I need to do are, like, after Adepticon plans, because I'm just like, listen, I'll sort all this out after I'm done with the big event of the year, you know? I'm still hoping to go to Ireland this year, but waiting for all of my documents to be changed with my legal name so I can get a passport is taking some time, so that may end up being a 2024 plan. We're really gonna see when I get my revised birth certificate and shit like that, so yeah. That's fun to wait for. I sent away for it, and the Office of Records is like, great, we've received your application. Please give us 60 days to process this. And I'm like, 60? 60? Alright, state that I was born in. You need all that time? Because if I told anyone that there was a 60 working day period for anything, they would kill me. But alright. I'll wait. The wheels of bureaucracy in America turn so slowly. I don't know if I want to make any of these banners or lizards yellow. Probably I do. But I don't know yet for sure, so I think I might consider the yellow part of this guy done for now. We'll see what I come back to, because I need to make some choices. And I don't know if I'm in a making choices mood so much as just a slapping base colors down mood. Which is very valid and very cool of me. In this episode of Hobby Talk, Fiverr replaces the lead pipes in their home. Lol, no. Also, no to traveling illegally. Sorry, my anxiety would be through the roof. I've never been outside of the United States. I am terrified to go, but excited, obviously. It's gonna be fun once I get round to it. Makes me long for the days, though, without quite as much bureaucracy. Like, if I were just in the before times, I don't know when exactly the before times, but like, surely I could have stowed away on a ship and changed my name by now. Just rolled up to Ellis Island like, what up? My name's Fiver. Yep. Put that down on your little piece of paper there, Mr. Register Man. Of course, there would have been a lot of different problems. So, you know that I hate assembly, but if I ever get over that weakness, damn, okay, wow, I should check out Modulorca. I don't know what that is. I'm gonna Google that. I should be painting this yellow base coat, but the name hath intrigued me, so you win this round. Modulorca. Modulorca Orcs v Orcs. A great start. Is this just an orc combat game? Oh, hell yeah. These look awesome. This is just Whoops All Orcs, the game. I love this guy with the speakers on his back. With the fucking flamethrower that is also a guitar that is also an axe. These are so cool. These are better than GW's orcs. Like, these are better. This is what you would want from, like, the Beast Snagga boys that they came out with that I didn't like very much. These ones are better. Watch me just shop for orcs for 10 minutes that I don't end up buying. Oh my god! This one has... He's got tank treads for legs. What a lad. Sorry, I need to not look at these. I'm finishing projects this year. Not starting... Well, probably starting new ones. But I'm finishing projects. Oh dear. Yeah, I could see myself getting a dangerous amount of those orcs. There's STLs for them. Orcs after the repairs are done. Well, hopefully knights after the repairs are done. I have the money for the repairs. One of my relatives passed away, and I inherited the exact amount of money that I need for my deductible as a first payment of that inheritance. So, shout out to my dead relative for helping me fix my house. It's very cool of you. R.I.P. I don't know how to talk about shit like that, you know? It's kind of weird. Yeah, Silver Linings, I guess. She was cool. Her house was decorated with, like, those rad 80s posters of, like, unicorns, but it looks like they're galloping through, like, a Tron background or something. Very cool. At least I thought that was cool as fuck. I'm sure people had mixed opinions, but I have this thing called taste, so I know when shit's cool. Do they have skinny, sneaky orcs, though? I don't know. All those orcs were fairly chonky. I need to find the STL for the chonky marine. I've never wanted to paint a space marine before, but at one point I posted a photo that I had seen of someone who had painted a little chonkster He was so cute. I wanted to paint that too. It was the only Space Marine I ever looked at and went, I want to paint that. That is true. We do have to deal with the cards that we're dealt. And sometimes you're dealt the fact that you have to pay a little bit of money to get your house fixed, and that's okay. Have a nice sleep, Anno. Please get some rest. Thank you so much for being here. It's always a delight to see you. I hope you have a good night, man. You want your Space Marines to be impractically cumbersome? Try and remind me, Keegan, to see if I can find that photo to send you of the chonky Marine that I had seen. I have to decide as well, and I don't know what you guys think, but I was talking with Lila the other day when she was over, and she was telling me, like, she took a look at the Strawberry Sunday night that I had painted. She saw it in person. She was like, you have to bring this to Adepticon and put it in the Golden Demon case. And I'm like, I don't think that I should. But she said that I had to. The base isn't finished yet, so, like, obviously I need to see how the basing turns out before I actually make a decision. But I would love to know whether you guys think that's a good idea or not. Like, obviously, I know it won't win any Golden Demons. It is solely to just have it in there to stand next to other better things and look cool. But I don't know that I should. I'm slightly worried about it getting damaged in transportation or something like that. Also feeling a little silly. But yeah, I don't know what your guys' opinions of that is. I don't even know how to put something in the case. Like, do you just show up and it's like, hello, I have a ticket for the con, and this is what I would like to put in the case for possible judgment, please? Thank you. And then I'll be scored 0 out of 1,000,000 by all of the judges. So that'll be fun. But it'll be there. And it might show up in some people's videos, so that would be fun. Lila is a sweetheart, honestly. I gave her some minis to paint because she was like, I want to do like a video on speed painting and I need like a box set of miniatures. I was like, yeah, sure. I have all these Bloodborne miniatures that have been lying around for God knows how long and I have no idea when I'll get to them. So you can just have this box of minis. She was like, great. I'll give them back to you when I painted them. Like, I'm not gonna, like, she's like, I just need them for a video, so they're probably not gonna be too great. But, which is cool. Like, she's not charging me to paint them or anything like that. She's just, like, she needed minis and I had them, and so it's kind of a win-win. But she's like, as a thank you, I wanted to paint up one really nice before giving it back to you. And she showed me an image of this today, and it is incredible. She's painted it so well. I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is like, this could be the box art for this miniature. And you just want me to accept it? Like, oh man. I wish I could find something to give her that was of equal value, but I do not paint at the level where I'm doing beautiful non-metallic metals, so sadly, I cannot reciprocate, but it's very cool. I will have the coolest Martyr Ligarius model ever. Also, she is a witch and will curse me. That is true. She is the mini witch. She does have that power. Lest I forget. Whimsy. That is true. A good deal of whimsy should be injected into the Golden Demon case. And last year there were clown things. I did see multiple clown goblin things, or like funny goblin things. I did not see a single food themed thing. So Perhaps putting a knight that is ice cream themed in the case will spark a revolution of people painting food themed Warhammers. If nothing else, I guess it will get some exposure. Like, people are gonna see it, and they won't know that I painted it or anything like that, but they'll see it, and that's worth something. I don't know that they put your, like, name next to it or anything visible for anyone to see, but I guess I could put, like, a 3D printed file, or I could write my name on it, or something like that, but, you know, like, you can print a nameplate for shit. Or if I put it on some kind of pedestal base, I could carve my name into it. I don't know. I can't do calligraphy, so I guess I could write it really nicely. Either way, it makes me nervous to think about showing up to the Golden Demon with that and being like, hi, I know you're very serious, and this could well sit next to a Sam Lenz or a Sergio Calvarone or any other of the fantastic miniature painters of the world. Please put it in there just the same. Yeah, that's scary to me. Hello, Rothian. How's it going? How are you tonight? We've been covering a lot of topics really fast, so I don't really know where this is going. You want me to win an award and have someone get really mad about it? Listen, I don't paint at the level where I would feel comfortable if I won an award. Like, if they gave me a Golden Demon award, I'd be like, no, you made a mistake. You need to give this to somebody else. Because there's a lot that I didn't do right on that. There are some chunky highlights and stuff like that, which is fine, you know? I'm not painting for competition level. I am painting for fun. If I did win an award, I would feel genuinely like that was a mistake, and the people who are working really hard to paint at competition level should get those accolades. Then again, like, I don't know. Who am I to question the judges and stuff like that? At some point, I'm gonna have to accept the fact that I'm probably a little bit better than the average miniature painter, if for nothing else than sheer amount of miniatures painted. You can't keep doing that and not improve at least slightly over time. That's probably just science. Why do you want someone to be mad about the strawberry shortcake night? Why can't you just want them to like it, Keegan? Wouldn't liking it be so much more pleasant? Yeah, I saw, Rafi, and I meant to comment, but work was a little bit hectic today. I saw the photo that you posted of the cat in the Discord. I think that was you anyway, or somebody else's grandparents have also adopted a stray cat and is trying to get it acclimated to the other cats. The stray cat, Kate, it was Katie, right? She had the cutest, sweetest little face. I just wanted to squish her little cheeks. She was so cute. Oh, also, important announcement. Achilles, who is not usually a lap cat at all, like the couple of times that he has been on my lap, I have picked him up and put him there, and he runs off a moment later. Also, like, whenever I'm lying down, I have to stretch my legs out fully in front of me, and he will sit in between them, like that's his preferred spot, which is totally fine, his choice, whatever. After I beat Elden Ring, I was sitting down. I beat the final boss. I was like, hell yeah. I think I got up to get a cup of celebratory cranberry grape juice, which, God, my life is very exciting. But I came back, sat down with that. I said a cheers to an empty house because it's just me and the cats there. And then Achilles crawled into my lap and sat down and started making biscuits. And that was very cute. That was very, very cute. Imagine all the youngins who don't know that GW can be whimsical. That is a very fair point. Speaking of Achilles, he has sat his butt down on the controller and stopped the background music, so I need to go rescue my PlayStation controller from his ass. I will be right back. Buddy, you can't sit on that. You stopped the music. You stopped it. Can I have that? Thank you. There we go. Sorry about that. I did do a cheers on Discord. That's very fair. That's very fair. Ugh. It's a good day. Your cat likes to curl up in your pants. Oh, Keegan. You can't let your cat in the bathroom with you, silly. You gotta close the door and then just hear them meow and scratch at it. Well, Katie's a very cute cat. I hope you continue to post photos of her. She looks sweet. I love a good rescued a stray story. They're always so heartwarming. You don't let the cats in the bathroom, they're just already there. That's fair. Hector always wants to investigate the bathtub after I'm done taking a shower. He, like, rushes in there to try and see what's going on. Like, bro, it's the same, like, dirty water that has always been, you know? When it's got, like, that little bit that has to drain down, he's like, that's fascinating to me. Cranberry grape juice. It's delicious. I think also it harkens back to the fact that vodka cranberry was my drink of choice for a while, and it doesn't taste like vodka, but it does taste like cranberry, so there's that. Morkborg. Fair, Roz, good question. I took a look at Morkborg. It's too much. Like, they're visually, I don't understand. It's too chaotic for my brain to figure out. Just looking, like, I did a quick glance through that PDF and I was like, it's more like a art magazine than I can interpret as rules. So I need to maybe just slow down with that one and take a more thorough look at it. But I was just like, you know, I was just thumbing through. On a break at work. If there's an easy read copy, that might be ideal. Yeah, sometimes that's just what you want, though. You want just a nice, basic little skirmish game. I think Goobertown Hobbies and I are gonna play Relic Blade again. At Adepticon. Maybe I'll record more of that. I do have our old Relic Blade game recorded, but the audio is so fucking trash. It's really bad. So I declined to upload that. But we'll see. Maybe this time we'll do a little bit better. That's very fair. sometimes making up your own games can be really fun. I remember I used to have these Mega Bloks Dragon Castle sets that my sister also had one, and we would just wage siege wars with each other because some of them came with catapults, and you could put a marble in the catapult and then fire it at the other person's castle. And, like, you would hide all your guys in your castle or around the battlefield, and then, if, like, the catapult hit your guy, or if a wall fell on him, then he died, and whoever's, like, either castle was still standing at the end, or had guys alive at the end, won. That was a game that did not have very complex rules, and would not work with hand-painted miniatures, but by gosh was it fun to play with just, like, Lego, essentially Lego sets. I forget whose video it was, but some YouTuber had some Mega Bloks terrain. I think it was actually Liam, who had a couple pieces of Mega Bloks terrain as part of their setup, and like I just had an instant memory of playing around with that as a child, which came back to me, which is great. Yeah, I thought Morkborg was more of an RPG. I am interested in Mork Bowl. I think they're making like a Blood Bowl, but Morkborg. And then Cyborg looks kind of interesting. I think I don't really enjoy the genre of cyberpunk. I like it more in concept than in any execution, because it seems like aspect of cyberpunk is to be selfish. Like, all of the characters have to focus on, like, only looking out for themselves and upgrades and stuff like that. There's not a lot of, like, any kind of aspect of being kind in most cyberpunk worlds. And I think maybe that's part of the point, but it's not something I vibe with. Like, that's not very Moomin Valley of it. I suppose people could say the same of Warhammer, but I don't know. When I was reading through the rules for the Cyberpunk RPG, it was all very much like that, and Cyberpunk Edge Runners seem to have the same kind of vibes, and a couple of other, like, I don't know what I would consider core pieces of cyberpunk media. But I've definitely had my issues and qualms with them. You like cyberpunk and dislike steampunk? Hipster. Well, don't go thinking that my miniatures are good then, because then you'd have to hate them. I want you to still think this channel is good. So I won't say that it is, so you can still be a hipster, Keegan. You can be one of those liked it before it was cool people. We've switched over to the harmonica jams from the Moomins. Still Moomin music. Never you fear. Cyberpunk is about taking down government. It's like, that's fine. That's cool. I don't know. It seems like it gets very selfish is the only word that I can really think of for it. I'm sure there's a better one, but I don't quite know how else to pin down the fact that it's not for me, and that's fine. There's so many other genres of stuff that I love that I don't really care. I tend to be pretty easy when it comes to, like, settings, except realistic ones. Like, I don't really give a shit about actual history. I guess it can be cool, but, like, I'm always gonna prefer the fantasy version of stuff. Fake history just sometimes has goblins in it. Or orcs. Or basilisks. Phoenixes. Real history doesn't have that kind of shit. You never liked anything and you refused to start. Fair enough! Now you can hand over all the Warhammer minis that you don't like, and they will be reappropriated to people who do like them. I mean, I absolutely would have just gone ahead and assembled these miniatures myself, because I don't ever put anything in sub-assemblies. But there are going to be some parts of this mini that are just going to be so freaking hard to paint. It doesn't have to be perfect either, it can just be complete. I don't know, cyberpunk can be, steampunk I mean, it can be fun. Where would we be in this world without the band Steam-Powered Giraffe? I don't want to live in a world where we don't get them. It's pretty fun. I certainly know that just, like, sticking gears on stuff that, like, on a top hat or something like that, that it just doesn't make sense, is something that a lot of people have, like, that's their gripe with steampunk, and I guess that's fine. But, like, I think to some examples of it, I don't know if you all watched the show Disenchanted on Netflix, but there was like a whole little steampunk section, little steampunk world of that was pretty cool to see. I liked that, I thought it was fun. Like anything, it probably has its good interpretations and its bad interpretations. We did also get the film Wild Wild West with Will Smith. And I mean, is it a great film? No, of course not. Does it have a giant mechanical spider for some reason? Yes, it does. That slaps. Barry Sonnenfeld is like an interesting director. I think he did Wild Wild West. He definitely did the first two Men in Black films. He did the show Pushing Daisies, he did Series of Unfortunate Events, the Netflix adaptation, all of which are just brimming with whimsy of various sorts. So I'm a fan. Though they tend to get mixed reviews from other people. I do not care. I favor him. Yeah. Wild Wild West. See? Roz, you know what's up. I mean, that's fine. You found an STL for the Turtle Pope? Go to sleep, Anno, but send me the link to that STL first. I freaking love the Turtle Pope. Elden Ring has a Turtle Pope. As all games should. Muriel, the Turtle Pope, is freaking cool as hell. Hi, Lobster. Do you have something to say to the public? I don't know if they can hear you, buddy. It was a big meow that you made. I was very proud of it. What are you speaking up about? Do you need attention? Do you want to be on camera? Hello. There's a lobster. Are you also a Turtle Pope stan? Is that what it is? I know, buddy. I'm painting right now. We will definitely watch some television. We will. We'll cuddle. You'll get your attention. He's such a baby sometimes, but in the best possible way. Meow. Can hear. Such a good cat. Yes, you are a good baby. Ugh. Are you going to behave if I put you in my lap? Or are you going to cause a disturbance? I can't tell. I think you're going to cause a disturbance, but we'll see. Hi, buddy. Oh yeah, you're definitely going to cause a disturbance. The mischief is strong with this one. We're going to watch Clone Wars. Achilles hasn't seen Clone Wars, so maybe he'll like it. He liked watching Five Nights at Freddy's playthroughs. So, we'll see if he's a Star Wars fan. He likes horror movies, too. Like, he watched 45 minutes of The Witch, which was fascinating. I don't know why I find it interesting when my cats watch TV, but I really fucking do. Lobster, you need to settle down, buddy. You need to settle down. I'm gonna get paint in your fur if you keep twisting around like this. You just want kisses. I know, buddy. I know. You're picking a bad time for it. And I know you can't understand me because you're a cat, but I have to stop the stream for momentarily. I will not be painting because I have a cat who desperately needs attention. He is a good cat. We're gonna go prime some zombies. Have fun, Goober. Post a photo so we can see what they look like. Did you just turn off the phone? No, you didn't. Okay. Lobster is the Pope of the lobster religion, worshipping our one true Lord Lobster. What if Cybermoomin? Okay, maybe that would be cool. Oh my gosh, good for Frasier. She grew. Lobster with an important announcement. Yes. The important announcement is that Lobster is baby. Did you know that you were baby? You did? Cats understand you. They just don't care. Yeah. Well, I called him a baby and he decided to leave now, so there's that. Make of that what you will. Got some premium lobster content, though. Fresh caught. He's now giving Achilles a bath. I forget what I was painting before Lobster interrupted. I probably only got about another 30 minutes that they'll allow me before they're like, hey, we need all of your attention. So, we'll see how much more we can get done. I love them. Make no mistake of that. I'm happy to be interrupted by cats. It is my great delight that they should interrupt me. I act like I mind these things, but I really don't at all. They make me so happy. And I'm glad I get to share them with you, too. Lobster is definitely baby. He likes his attention. Basically, once I get off work, he's like, okay, it's attention time now. I spared you for 8 hours of the day. I will spare you no longer. And I'm like, that's fair. So often I will play video games with his little hand resting on my arm, which makes it a little bit more obnoxious to use the controls, but it's a compromise that we've worked out in which I get to video game and he gets affection, so that's how it goes with me and Lobster. He's a good cat. He's a good cat. And we've been making some great progress on these bugs. They're looking, I mean, they're starting to get tournament legal. We've got almost 3 colors on all of the bugs, so we're getting there. Now, Lobster and the other cats are fighting, so that's fun. I'm sure that's fun for everybody to hear in the background. Oh dear. It's a rowdy house. You know, you'd think it would be all quiet and serene. Just little old me at my hobby desk, all cozy, ready to paint, make some cute miniatures, and nope, cat fights. Tell Hector that you love him? Okay. Hector! Heck, baby, where are you? Josh loves you. There you go. I told Hector that you love him. Yes, he has come right up. Hello. Hector. Hi, baby man. Let me see if I can get him on camera. There you are, baby. There you are. Yeah. Yeah. There's a Hector. You know your name. I'm so proud of you. Hi, Achilles. And hi, Lobster. Hector is the best. Also, Lobster and Achilles are good too. They're all great. I love them all. But Samwell is best of all. Clearly my cat is the best cat, and you liking your own cats is completely understandable. Okay. Hector made his appearance, and then he sauntered off, so he's clearly done. I think he's saying that he appreciates your love. He would prefer it in the form of cat treats, though. He's gotten so big. God, I remember when he fit in my hand as a baby. He was so tiny. I was so lucky to have Hector found as a kitten by one of my coworkers, and that's how I ended up with him. But like, I don't have any baby pictures really for Lobster, and I have younger pictures of Achilles, but not like baby pictures, not like tiny little kitten baby. So Hector's the only one that I have baby photos of. He was so small. He was so small and cute. He's still adorable, obviously. And combine that with the fact that black and white cats are my favorite color for cats to be. It was love at first glance. Yes. Yes. I know, Lobster. I'm not done yet. And I know I'm talking all sweet about Hector. You were my first baby. I adopted you from the shelter because you were so scared that all you did was hide in your litter box all day. And I said, oh man, A cat with anxiety, I can relate to that. I will make him a friendly, lovable cat. And now he's attacking Hector. But yeah, it worked out pretty well. Hector, Lobster is extremely affectionate. So my sweet baby Lobster Thermidor, definitely came out of his shell and no longer spends all day hiding in his litter box. Instead, he spends it literally begging for attention all of the time, which he gets plenty of. And I couldn't be happier about that. Lobster was the perfect first cat for me to have. Energetic, silly. When he was younger, his fur was lighter, and I didn't know how to describe it, so I would always say he was the color of fresh baked bread, which is a great way to associate a cat with a color. Yeah. I love them all so much. They're just so good. Yes, my cats will get right in front of me while I'm walking and then flop right on the floor. Absolutely, they will do that. Hector is usually the one to do that. He's great at the flops. Yeah, for sure. I have routinely almost tripped and, like, fallen flat on my face because I'll be trying to move somewhere and there will just be a swarm of cats who want my attention, which is very fair. I'm their person and they're allowed to want attention from me. However, I would prefer that they don't almost trip me and kill me to get it. But you know, you can't have everything in this life. I forgot to paint the little bands on this guy's leg. I knew I was forgetting something. I had mentally said to myself that I needed to do it, and then I got distracted by talking about how much I love my cats. As do we all. I should probably be able to put out a video this weekend on what I painted on in January, so I hope you guys will be looking forward to that. It's just gonna be short and kind of an easy video to make while I work on figuring out what my next bigger video is gonna be. Kind of only really had the nights planned, and I'm working on a video about painting candy textures, but I don't know when that one's gonna be ready. So I've gotta figure out what the next kind of like, this is a reasonable project to do a candy theme to sort of paint job's gonna be. I've kind of accomplished most of the stuff on my idea board. Like, we crossed off Bloodborne / Evangelion and paint Malifaux miniatures, which I guess I technically haven't made a video about, but I painted them. So we gotta think up some new ideas, preferably ones that don't involve me buying a shit ton of miniatures, because I do want to paint a Lord of Skulls. I think it would be funny. But I don't have the spare cash for a Lord of Skulls right now. Not while I'm saving for impulse purchases at Adepticon. Something with Vampire Hunter D. I mean, I don't really have a model that would be appropriate for D. I would love to do a Vampire Hunter D inspired project, though. That would be very cool. I think I talked about wanting to do a Kit Bash project with that, because you could use that Sigvald model for that pretty easily. But that would also involve painting a human, and I just don't really like doing that. It would look cool, but it's not my thing. I do love the film Vampire Hunter D, and maybe I'll paint up like I have a ton of clown goblins to paint, obviously, for the upcoming Clown Collab Part 2. Stay tuned for that. And I guess I could paint up one of the goblins to resemble the Barbaroi clown on the unicycle. That could be done. But that's going to be a deep cut. Not many people are going to get that. Are vampires really people? Fair point. They're definitely goons. D is not actually a vampire. He's a half vampire. So, I don't know. Also, like, he errs on the side of, like, not cartoon Dracula, but, like, trying to be hot vampire, you know? Like, he's in that kind of, like, Castlevania Alucard situation. And, not the kind of... Lobster, do you have to interrupt? Not the kind of models that I usually choose to paint. The vampires that they just announced for Warcry, however, I really want the one that's got his hood up and, has, like, one of his hands turning into a beast claw. I love that model. I think that design is so sick. And then I also want the one that's half transforming into a werewolf. Like, those two are sick as hell. The other ones are, like, fine. They're just, like, you know, vampires in pseudo-samurai armor. Like, that's cool. I can get behind that, but I'm not excited to paint them. They're kind of more of the whatever part of the army. But, or the faction. But the werewolf-y vampires, I'm like, hell yeah, those ones are cool. I want those. Will I buy that Warcry box? Unlikely. I definitely have to finish my spiders before I buy any other Warcry faction. Then I can just paint them all up like Count Chocula. I haven't done a Count Chocula paint job, which arguably is just brown, but needs to be done. There should be a Grand Alliance Death Army where I have Booberry Nighthaunt, Frankenberry Zombies, and, or I guess Zombies and Skeletons, and then, Count Chocula Vampires. But I've already got some Soulblight Gravelords. I think I've shown these off before, but yeah, I painted some of those. I did not do a candy color scheme for them. I can show you if you want. They're in the display case right by me, so after I finish painting this bug eye, let me grab one. Do you want to see the Lauka Vi model? I named her Beatrice, but technically she's that model. It's probably the closest I've gotten to, like, painting, you know, attractive persons. Ooh, that would be good for Horror's Blood Bowl. And I do have a Necromantic Horror's Blood Bowl team. Alright. I'll show you this. This is my, this is my Lauka Vi from the Soulblight Gravelords army. All of my vampires have this, like, gold and red armor color scheme, and then these, like, kind of, like, frozen ocean bases. I was really proud of how I did her hair, because I managed to get that white streak in it, so she got that Bride of Frankenstein vibe. And then, like, some blood, obviously, on her little jewelry and stuff. Is it the best paint job in the world? No. Does it look sick as fuck? I think so. I tried to give, like, kind of a moonlight effect to her weird bat skin, because I wanted that kind of, like, I wanted the vampires to look a little bit ghostly. Obviously, I could have done better with her face. Like, I could have tried to paint the eyes and stuff, but, I mean, for where I was at in my painting journey, this was probably one of the better models that I was able to do, and I still think the color scheme and the concept look really cool. So I'm happy with this. Thank you for that input, Rothian. I knew someone was gonna say that. Somebody was. I've been on the internet long enough to know. She came out around the time, if I recall, like, maybe I'm just getting it mixed up in my head, but wasn't that also around the time that everybody was obsessed with Lady Dimitrescu from the Resident Evil games? Like, I don't know if those two things actually were that close in time period, but in my brain they feel like basically the same month. Whose protesting little Mew is that? That's you, Hector. Alright, apparently I've really got to start wrapping it up because the boys are wanting to watch the Clone Wars. Who am I to deny them? She was part of the big, yeah, she was part of the big Soulblight Gravelords release. Exactly. I got her, like, I got a bunch of the Soulblight Gravelords right when they came out. Because I thought they were sick as fuck, and they were. So I have a ton of them. Not a ton. I have like maybe 1,000 points. Enough that it's worth having them. It's not like with my Night Haunt where I'm like, I'm literally never going to use these. I should just resell them, and then I keep not doing it. Ooh, I need to paint up my frog. I need to paint up my frog that Trent miscast sent. That's what I need to do. That should be my next project. Okay, it's decided. Someone remind me what I decided to do when I inevitably forget, but technically it's a Nurgle model, I guess. Not really, because it's just a toad, but he called it a plague toad. I don't know. I don't think he looks very plaguey. He just looks like a frog. It was a long period, Ross, yes. I don't know that humanity as a collective ever truly exited that period. I think it's very funny when people will just try and, like, dance around the fact that that was a major draw to people playing that game. And then others will just deliberately call it out, like, yep, that's why I got Resident Evil, and it's like, alright. Hell yeah, the Trent Frog. Exactly. I got him right here. Here he is. Little frog. And miscast. 17 out of 36 on it. I wanted one of these frogs from the very first video that Trent ever posted of them, where he said he would eventually sell them. I was like, Trent, you gotta tell me when you're gonna sell them. And he's like, yes, you'll get one. I finally got one. And I know exactly how I want to paint it up, too. Should paint up fairly quick. It's just the one model. So, gotta do that. Good. Okay. I know. Can I paint the other shoe and then be done? You are rioting today. This is no way to treat the Elden Lord, Lobster. I'm so sorry. Lobster is, very insistent. Yes, I know. I gave you dinner. I did. Despite your complaints to the contrary, you have in fact been fed. You have! Alright, I painted up that shoe. I'm sorry to the chat. I was gonna try and make this a 2-hour stream. We're gonna be about 5 minutes short. But I am being press-ganged by my cats to start to close things up here. I don't know if you've ever been bullied by your own animals, but yeah, yuck, 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 no respect at all is exactly what's going on here. Yeah, I definitely think that the frog video is going to be a fun one. I'll call it something like Frogs Nowhere to Be Found to riff on the whole plants nowhere to be found thing that that Trent's doing. But yeah, I think this is a good place to kind of close things out. We painted some fun miniatures. We made some great progress on these. Like, I don't think anyone can dispute that these bugs look in a much better state now than when we started, because they're looking sick, and I honestly can't wait to see them finished. I'll continue to work on them on stream. I don't know when I'm going to stream again, because I don't keep a schedule, but I really do appreciate everybody who joined us, whether you're new, you're old, all that stuff. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram if you want to do that. That'd be cool. But yeah, I'm now going to put on the Clone Wars for my cats, and I think maybe make some popcorn. I hope you have a nice night, and until then, see you guys in the next one. Did you really